Hey guys, welcome back to Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Uh, wow, this episode was a hassle to get out because of various things, and I'm just gonna get the quick intro out of the way. We're on the boss fight against Death here, and I'm about to enter in and fight him. And he's probably one of the hardest bosses you're gonna fight in the game. But all that is so far in the game anyway. With all that being said, though, this episode was just horrible to get out because I have been having tons of issues with my computer. All kinds of stuff has been getting in the way, and it was just a hassle to even get this video made and out in the first place. And to top it all off, my audio settings got reset in my recording software, and I wasn't aware of it, and my audio got all screwed up. So if you didn't already figure it out, this is going to be a post-commentated episode. So that's basically what's gonna be going on here with that. So I'm going to be talking over it and just kind of doing that. And I think it's better that I did post-commentary anyway, because by the end of this, I was really just a stuttering mess, because I was so flustered, because this entire episode was a pain to make, because of all the issues I just mentioned. So that's pretty much the gist of that. So it's going to be post-commentary. And it's probably just better if it was post-commentary, because the commentary would just be better overall if I did it in post. So anyway, this is the boss fight against Death, and like I said, he is probably going to be one of the hardest bosses you're going to fight at this point in the game. He has several attacks. That one attack right there where he's throwing the scythe around is probably one of his most annoying ones, because it can be really hard to get out of the way of it. When he's in his base form right here, when he just has the regular black cloak, he's most weak to magic. There are a few spells that work very well for him that you should have at this point. Ice Fang works very well against him, and you will see me use that later on, a little later in this footage. And the other one that works is Volcano. The team attack Volcano actually works decently well against him. It'll do a bunch of extra damage and everything. And yeah, there's that. So when he changes to that, by the way, when he has kind of the white cloak, he is only weak to base weapons. Magic will do almost nothing to him, so it pretty much just gets reversed. In my opinion, that one's more annoying because it's difficult to deal decent damage to him with the weapons I had in this fight, and I was very not prepared for this fight, as you'll see, because a lot of this footage is just going to be me. It's just going to be me dying against Death, but I decided to keep some of the footage in just to give you a good look at the fight and some of the things that he can do. So, yeah, I was being a filthy cheater and just tried to use save states, but the collection allows you to do it, so I guess I'm not cheating that much. But anyway, I guess while this gameplay's going on here and I'm just showing you some of the Death fight, I'll talk a little bit about I'll just vlog a bit about what's happening. So, yeah, I talked about the various computer issues. I've been looking into trying to get it fixed, and I troubleshoot a whole bunch of things, and a good friend of mine in real life has been helping me troubleshoot all my computer issues. And I'm at a point where I have decided that it's my internet is one of the major things that's been having issues. It's been randomly cutting out, it's been having issues connecting at random points, and everything has been going wrong with that. So I am at a point where I have made I managed to find a Ethernet cable when I was out yesterday. At the time of this, and for like only $9.99, which is an amazing deal. Oh, really quick, I need to talk about this attack coming up. When Death summons those portals, yeah, I ended up getting grabbed there. You summon and call your partner immediately to break you out, because if you don't do it fast enough, you'll see here, yeah, he does an attack, and I believe that is instant death every time. So you have to call your partner quick to get you out, otherwise you will pretty much die. But, yeah, that's my whole thing. That's what's going on with that. So I found the ether cable at $9.99, and just because more problems needed to happen, I guess, I plugged it in. I thought I was wired in, and it turns out that the little hub that I was plugging the Ethernet cable into no longer works. So I have to to get a new one of those to get the Ethernet cable to work. But I have one at least, so I at least have a way to wire my internet now in the future, so that it will hopefully solve the problems, because I think the Wi-Fi is one of the biggest problems that's happening with my computer. So, oh yeah, there I go. I do show Volcano. I was wondering, did I leave in the footage where I show Volcano? And yes, I did. So that will work decently well against him, and that's kind of the whole thing with that. So that's one move to show for that. This is the final attempt I show. There was a lot of footage here because this fight was tough, and I really was not prepared for it, like I said. But no, like I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on troubleshooting the stuff with that, and as a result, though, keep in mind that Castlevania might take a little bit longer to get done than I anticipated, and there has been way more of a delay for this series than I intended, and I apologize for that, but stuff was happening, and I was not happy about it. But, you know, stuff happens. At least I'm able to finally get this done, and I hope nothing goes wrong with this. Please, for the love of God, I'm tired of dealing with stuff. I'm so flustered and annoyed by everything. But, that's pretty much everything about that, so that's what I'm going to try to do in the future. I have some other Let's Plays that I recorded. They're not done yet. I got a few videos in, and I'll probably just put those out to kind of tide things over while I work on more Castlevania videos, just in case more problems arise. So you guys will see a little bit of stuff. So that's pretty much what's going to be going on with that. I think this is the final attempt that I recorded, by the way. I don't show the victory, unfortunately, because I ended up having to off-screen a lot of this because I wasn't talking, because, yeah, it's a difficult fight. I probably actually could have cut some of this footage out, you know what? I needed time to do all the vlogging, so, you know. So, if, like, the gameplay here is, like, you're watching this and, like, oh my god, dude, you're so terrible, and everything like that, it's like, meh. If you're thinking that way, you can honestly just listen to me talk for a bit until I get through this. And it won't be long now. We're almost done before we don't have to watch this anymore. Man, I just kept getting caught by that over and over again. That Seam attack kept getting me over and over again. But no, like, coming up here, I end up cutting away and just, you know, showing the end of the fight, because I managed to do it one fine day off screen. Took me a bunch of attempts, though, because I had to memorize all of Death's attacks. I had to learn what he was weak to, what he took the most damage to. I had to remember all of that, so it took a bit of time. But no, he's very challenging, though. I don't feel too ashamed of losing to him, because he's very challenging. He is, like I said, one of the toughest bosses you're going to be fighting at this point. He is no joke. So yeah, you guys are doing well, by the way. It's snowy today. It's February 17th. I just celebrated my birthday, actually, so that was cool. I'm now 30 years old, but I'll get more into that in a second. We have just won the fight, so this is what happens when you this is the dialogue that you get after you win. I'm going to be sitting here for a moment. I might as well let this go. But no, like, I celebrated my 30th birthday just a couple of days ago, and that was fun. It's crazy to think that I'm now 30 and I'm still doing this hobby. It's still fun, though. I do want to start slowing down a bit this year. But I do want to continue to do this for as long as it remains fun, and I appreciate anyone who's still watching or has subbed recently. That means a lot to me, so thank you for sticking around. I was talking here for a bit. That's why we're just sitting here. I was giving the rundown of the death fight, and that's everything like that, but I already gave it in this audio recording, so, you know, just going to be sitting here for a moment pointlessly. But no, like, I still want to continue to do this as long as it's been fun. It's gotten a little bit less fun as of 2025, because I've just had a lot of things in my life that have been changing, and I've just been focusing on other things. But it's still enjoyable enough, and it does help me to still get my mind off things when I need to, when I do record stuff. So, that's kind of really my whole explanation about that. But no, it's still fun enough. I do enjoy this hobby a lot. Okay, we should be back now. I am going to change this just so we have better audio. That kind of cut off. Sorry about that. So yeah, that was kind of my I'm gonna continue to do this hobby for as long as it remains fun. So yeah, that's kind of my whole thing. God, I sat here for a while just explaining everything. Probably should have just cut a lot of this out, but you know what? It's okay. But no, that's kind of my whole thing about that. So you might see the videos for the other Let's Plays in the meantime while that goes. Like, finally, jeez, there I go. Still, I have my reasons. Is that your excuse? How typical. Now resign yourself to your fate. Know the limits of your power. There still is something I need you two to do for me. We'll meet again. I love that little voice clip as he takes off. Our task is simple: beat up the baddies. He says. Yeah. Okay. Ring only makes things worse than they really are, right? Yeah, I had to turn the audio way down because for some odd reason my voice still sounded really quiet. It still sounds quiet. But whatever, there isn't much I can do about it. So anyway, let's finally get going. So that's the death fight. This was a long video. I just realized how long this was. But anyway, no. What we have to do now is is kind of go back to the shop to see when I spend some time exploring around here, but there isn't much else that you can do in this area specifically other than just. Yeah, on Death's Tower, once you go here, there is a little spell that you can grab back here, and this was a spell, wasn't it? No, it's kind of a boost, but you can grab that, but other than that, there isn't much else to do in Death's Tower. Once you've done that boss fight and gotten all the way up here, that's for the most part all you can really do. But I just wanted to explore anyway, just in case there was anything I was missing. So that's just kind of what's happening on that. That elevator just shoots way up there. But no, like, I'm glad to be just tried to come back this year, and then everything just kind of went kaput, which wasn't fun for making videos, because this really does help to keep my mind off things a lot. So I'm just gonna keep clicking on things in the background just to make sure my computer just doesn't do anything I don't want it to do. So other than that, yeah. So there is all those things kicking around there. I don't immediately know how to get. I did not recall how to get those, so I just left them for now. But we're leaving, and welcome to the Master's Keep. This is the next area. This area is not all that big. There really is. Your main purpose in here is just a boss fight. You're going to be eventually, just spoiling it for you, you are pretty soon going to be fighting the two daughters, or the two sisters, Stella and Loretta. They're gonna be in here, and there's a bit of a little twist to their boss fight, which I'll get into once we get there, and we'll be getting there pretty soon. You can get an HP max up if you duck down there, which I grabbed. And I'm losing my voice. This area is pretty ridiculous. Some of the strongest enemies in the game hide out here, so you're going to be fighting a lot of them. This is the part where I had one of the funniest deaths of the video. I think it was. I don't remember, but Around here, there's like a death that's kind of funny. I equipped the halberd right there, which was something I had for a while that wasn't aware I had it, and it does a lot of damage. It's a very damaging axe weapon. It's kind of like the spear, but it does even more damage. So, that's kind of nice. Some strange reason I kept thinking I needed to jump when I was fighting those razor bats, but you really don't. You don't need to jump at all, actually. But no, hopefully the audio sounds good enough. I was just listening to the other one. It sounded really quiet. Those knights will guard everything you throw at it. Once it has its shield up, you've got to wait for it to drop its shield. Otherwise, you just can't damage him at all. They're kind of an annoying enemy. They're called a Dead Crusader. And those enemies come back from, those were a really early game enemy. The Spin Devil, they were a very early game enemy in Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. They actually showed up in, like, the first area, so it's kind of funny to see them so late in the game here. And I ran into that like an idiot and got poisoned. No, like, what was I going to say? Like, it's just, it sounds really quiet. I hope that when I finish editing this, it'll be good enough for you guys, because this is all I got, so... I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling after this episode. I might have to take another breather for a bit from this, because this was just... Like I said, this episode was just horrible to put together. Because it was so many different recordings that I ended up just kind of splicing together because I kept having problems. Everything had to record on different days, stuff like that. So yeah, that's the ruler's sword, by the way. That's a pretty gnarly looking enemy. I like that thing. Tough to deal with, though, for sure. So that's pretty much, you know, that whole thing. Bunch of cool enemies and very powerful enemies in here. Every strong enemy in the game is going to be hanging out right in here. Let me see if I can't just edit this. No, I can't. Well, I hope it sounds good enough. I turned the game audio way down, so hopefully that helps. You can hear my voice a little bit there. This is the same thing. Oh yeah. So you walk up here, by the way, and this is there's a barrier blocking the way that you can't get through. It's like a magical barrier. That, from what I recall, leads to the final boss. That's like the throne room for Dracula, I believe. And obviously it's blocked off because you can't just go. They're obviously not going to let you go straight to the final boss right immediately because you're not ready to do that yet. So you know, that's the whole reason why that's blocked off. And they had to kind of find some excuse why you couldn't get in there. So it's blocked by a barrier. You can't move on. So I love how he just kind of goes like, "Our story's over. We can't move on from here." Yes, very observant, Jonathan. Good job. So no, that's pretty much all you can do there. You end up at that barrier, and that's as far as you can go that way. But you can go and fight the boss in this area, and that's basically all that's going on. I don't know why I didn't go those directions up there. That's literally where you're supposed to go, but I guess I just go right. Final guard back here. That is a very powerful knight. You can't. He's very tough to take out, and I actually die against him right here as soon as I unpause. I tried to run away, but I got smashed by his sword, so don't go that way. It's not nice, and there is a way around him through that room. So just take the shortcut, and you can bypass him completely. I think I show how to get through that in this footage here. I don't remember, but and I ended up being all the way back here again. So, Why did I leave this in? I don't know. I don't feel like just doing anything more right now. Oh, yeah, I'm literally showing all this stuff again. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well. It's not much. This little segment here isn't much. I don't show as much of the same stuff again. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of gonna be talking and watching this at the same time while kind of rummaging through some files here, because I want to kind of organize these for all the videos and whatnot. Gotta get the other stuff ready for some stuff in the future I want to upload. Let's see here. Yeah, I probably have to put it back in there. That's all right. No, like I'll talk about what we're doing next right away here. Yeah, this is really going a lot better commentary-wise for, like, when I'm post-commentating it. So it was a good idea that I did this anyway, I think. Where are we at? 21 minutes. Alright, I guess I can work with that. Razorbat. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost through this part where I left all this stuff in. But anyways. What was I doing there? Oh, certain parts of this recording were a mess. I had so much footage I just straight up scrapped and didn't even keep because it was like... Yeah, there we go. So now I cut away to here, and now I was kind of finishing up my exploration of this area. And then, I just wanted to kind of look around, finish up some stuff, and that's what we did. There's a save point down here that you can use if you want. That's one thing that you'll find down at the bottom of the Master's Keep. And off to the left, you'll find the Wyvern, which is another cool-looking enemy. Wyvern, how do you even say that? I've heard some people say Wyvern, but... And there's a little switch that you can stand on, and that'll open a little entryway in the floor. And that's just a shortcut back here. If you want a shortcut, that hallway that I went through much earlier in the playthrough, you can just go through here, and that's a little shortcut for you in a previous area. So that's there. I don't know why you'd want to take that specifically, but it's there because you've already unlocked this area. But it's there, I guess. Yeah. So, now I'm probably gonna have to keep the volume down. For some reason, the game audio is still louder than what I'm saying. Might have to turn it way down. Hopefully, I can be heard all right. I might have to just still kind of configure some audio settings so it actually turns out okay. Because I think a bunch of things got changed. I had to I actually had to reboot my entire Windows system on my, or my entire operating system on my computer because of the various issues I was experiencing. So, what was I doing there? I don't know. But no, I had to reset the, I had to reset all of that. So I think a bunch of settings on this thing got changed. I'm gonna have to go through that and change all the settings again. So, yeah, that's not fun. I already edited all this together. It's going to be a hassle if I change anything else. I might as well just leave it. Okay, this is at least the funny death I think that I left in. Somewhere around here, I think it happens. So I guess I'll just leave this here. Okay, that's just that truck. Somewhere here. Now I think I'm finally figuring out, I'm finally remembering, oh yeah, you gotta go, you know, up to the top in those two rooms off to the left and right that I just miraculously walked past for some unknown reason. And you know, over time I actually, you know, recall that. I don't know how those just didn't, how I didn't notice that before. Their jumps are like super floaty sometimes. I keep falling down gaps and everything because I can't line up my jumps correctly. That's not the first time that's happened in this playthrough, definitely. There's some good music in this area here. I'm just hearing this too. You guys can hear it. Okay, yeah, there it is. So if you go around that way, you can just bypass that guy completely. So he's kind of in that room for some reason to block the other way, but you don't need to go that way anyway. So, and there's you again. Oh, they summon swords to attack you. That is just overall a cool enemy. And you got these down here too. Yeah, I'm almost there. Again with the jumps. There's the warp for that. And I finally decided, yeah, I was gonna save here. And then yeah, off to the left there is the Stella and Loretta, the boss fights against them. So you can save there. Don't fight them yet, and I'm going to cut right here to show you. So, do not fight them yet because you need a spell first before you can fight them right now. So worry about getting the spell first, and I'm going to show why you need that in just a second. So we're heading back to where the shop is in the main area. So you warp back, and I'm showing it here. And then you just loop that way, and you talk to Eric here, and he has some new dialogue for you. Say, Eric, there's something I want to ask you. Sure, what is it? Did my father know the vampire killer would consume his life when he used it? No, we only learned the truth after Dracula was defeated. We found out using magic after noticing John took so long to recover. I see. Jonathan? Why did you ask that? Grandfather was already dead by the time I was born. I was wondering if Grandfather gave him the whip knowing the truth about it. Good question. No worries. Your grandfather was exceptionally strong, but kind. That's good to hear, right, Jonathan? Yeah. Okay, so you walk back here, and this is the kind of important scene here. Vincent's not here. What? And yeah, look at that. He's kind of looking strange on the skin tone right there. What's going on? Yeah, so he's gonna tell you right here that he was bitten by a vampire, and that's why his skin is kind of like that. And what happens is he needs to now be purified, because if he doesn't get healed, he's gonna turn into a vampire. And that's kind of what's happening here, and they're all gonna be talking about that. What do I do? Do something, please. And yeah, like, so she kind of said right there, if he doesn't get healed, he's gonna turn into a vampire. But I like how she just straight up tells him, it's like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna turn into a vampire, but you've still got time. It's like, yeah, just stress the guy out even more. You can technically, but you need a spell. And the spell that you need, yeah, he's not looking so good there. He's like, ugh. You can't really hear it very well, but he has like a voice clip there where his voice clips change, where he just kind of sounds really ill and all that. So if you go into the shop and all that, but I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be fiddling around in the shop for a while, just selling stuff and going through that. So I'll just talk about it. You need to go get a spell that is called Sanctuary, and I'll be getting that in a little bit. It's in the it's in Sandy Grave, and it's at the bottom where the in the room where all the boulders are that are coming down. There's a little scrunched in space at the bottom of that room that you can go through if you use Charlotte's toad morph magic. And it's at the very back of there, and I'll show in the footage pretty soon how to get that. We're approaching that right away. But no, there's like a lot to do here that isn't immediately obvious. But that you have to kind of figure out for yourself unless you're using a guide. But yeah, I was just in the process of selling a bunch of stuff I didn't need because I wanted to rack up some gold to get some potions and whatnot so I could kind of prepare for future stuff. And then I ended up wasting them against a boss fight that I screwed up on, and you'll see what I mean by screwed up later on in the video here. Boy, I wasted a lot of time in this video. That's why I'm running out of things to talk about in this post commentary here. But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff at the bottom that I should have got much earlier that would have helped out. But you know, it's just kind of happened like that. Just noticing it now. I should probably just go to the shop off screen, grind up some money, kind of look around, kind of get some stuff that I might need for later on. But, kind of slipped my mind, I guess. So satisfying to hear that cha-cha-ching every time you buy something. So realistic sounding, too. And I had a look at the bandana there. I'm like, whoa, dude. Why don't I have that yet? That's really good. And I end up buying it to put on Jonathan, because I thought it would be good to have. So I ended up putting that on there. What else am I doing there? Oh yeah, I decided to put a charm on. The charm necklace. It wasn't amazing. It only increased mine by 26, but I decided to put it on anyway just to have something on there because I didn't have that yet, and I thought that might help out. But no, that's pretty much all I did for that. And equipped the silver plates, and I kind of just got everybody ready to go. Increase some defense, some damage, all that good stuff. And that's what I spent time doing here. It probably would have been more interesting if I had the live commentary here, but, you know, who knows. I probably could have cut some of this out because I spend too much time in this menu, but I kind of just decided to leave it in so I could just show you all the stuff I missed and all the stuff I wanted to buy and everything like that. I think Glamorous Pumps. Is that the one I put on Charlotte? I'm trying to recall. I was reading through it there thinking, no, it is not. I put something on Charlotte here. What was it? I think it was the Royal Sandals, wasn't it? Place your bets. Is it the Royal Sandals? Because I can't even recall. It was indeed. Was it the Royal Sandals? I was going through that really quick. No, it was the Inuit boots. Okay. Looking back at that, I maybe should have gone with the Royal Sandals, but you know, whatever works. Oh, do I do it? Yes, I changed to the Royal Sandals. So, haha, I was correct anyway. I honestly completely forgot what I did there, but yeah, we went on the Royal Sandals. Now that I was done all that, I was kind of like, even in the recording, I went, alright, enough wasting time, let's actually get what we're here to get, a bunch of potions. And I got a bunch of high potions, because why not? They're expensive, but they're really good for healing, so I just decided to pick those up, but that should be enough of the time-wasting stuff for this video. We actually will get to what we're supposed to be doing from here. So, cutting for right about here, I save, and when I meet you back there, yeah, here we are. Here is the room where the spell is. So I was just kind of talking about it briefly here as the boulders are falling down and kind of breaking against the wall there. I hate this room. I hate going through for the boulder entrance. The boulders do way too much damage, and they're hard to bypass because you have to time it, but kind of funny it's in this room. But yeah, there's that little opening right there that you couldn't get in before because you need the toad morph, but now that we have it, we can get in there. Alright, dude, just stop talking and do it. There we go. Right here, I made a funny mistake. I went to the wrong spell. My brain kind of went like, oh, it's, you know, the summon frog, right? No, it's not. So I ended up summoning frogs here, and I'm just like, whoops, that's not the right spell. It is indeed the toad morph, of course. So morph into a toad, and now you can get on in there. And if you keep going along, it goes through there. I love Jonathan trying to keep up there. And there it is. Sanctuary. I love Jonathan just kind of going in and out there. It's like, don't worry. Don't worry, Charlotte. I'll catch up with you. Except I never will while I'm in there. But no, there it is, guys. That's Sanctuary. So I'm cutting back in here. And now you go back and talk to Eric again. And you'll get more dialogue. I love the music here. Always very nice to hear. Oh, excuse me. There I go sniffling again. That happens every recording. But still, it's alright. It's the fate of my family. My daughters have a test requirement. I've seen it one last time. It's okay, I got you. Let's get going. You're right. I was speeding through the dialogue extremely quick there. I don't know why. So, go ahead and equip Sanctuary there, and now use it on our good friend here. So, this thing takes a long time to charge up. That's one downside to it. It's just the purification spell. It takes a long time to charge up, but you just charge it up, and then you let it go. And now Vincent is back. He is now healed. So, Vincent didn't turn into a vampire, so cool. He'll be staying human. He'll be staying human now. I love that. He's like, so you'll lower your prices, and he's like, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, and then I said, you know, dude, so sometimes prices are prices. You know, they gotta make money somehow. Gotta keep things going somehow. But anyway, that's number 1, and the other thing you're going to need that spell for is the boss fight, and you're going to see in just a moment. Because next time I cut, which is going to be right about here, we're going to be there. So, should be right about here. Cut, yep, there we are, and we arrive at the location of the boss, which is what you need the purification for. So yeah, I was just showing the save room. I was talking about the save room there. I don't know why, because I showed where that was in the recording already, but, you know. So in we go. And so yeah, you walk in here, and there they are. Huh. We were tired of waiting. Aren't you ready to die yet? Hold it. You two are being tricked by Brauner. What a pathetic lie. We have no time to waste listening to the words of a despicable human. Nothing we say will matter. They're completely under Brauner's control. Still, I may be able to do something now. Jonathan, help me out here. Don't worry, I'll do my part. Okay, so this is actually very hard, by the way, because what you have to do is you have to have Charlotte charge up the Sanctuary spell, and you have to have Jonathan hold her off, and hold them off, and I ended up cutting ahead to where I actually got it, because it's really hard to do. You have to keep her distracted, you have to have Charlotte charge it up completely, and it takes forever to charge up, so she has to stand there and charge it. You have to have Jonathan keep the sisters off of her, and keep the attacks off of her as well, because if anything hits her, it's going to break out of the spell, and then odds are you're not going to have enough magic to do it again, because you're going to keep getting hit. So it's very annoying. It actually took me quite a few attempts to pull it off, but it's one of the harder things you're going to have to do here. But once you get it, there you go. That's all you have to do for this fight. You win it afterwards. You just do the purification spell and you win. And now they're no longer vampires either.
Loretta, are you all right? Stella.
This is me we're talking about. You know, I'm just the best. You and your gloating, Charlotte. She does that a lot throughout this game. So yeah, they're all nice and stuff now. I'm sorry you had to see that. Once more, our family shares the fate of the Morris family. We are like hers after all. I'm Stella, and this is my younger sister. It's actually quite a bit of dialogue in this part, but you learn some important things. So what they're going to talk about is the room you have to get into that takes you to a new area is actually right behind them there, where that wall is, and they're the only ones that have the magic to unlock it, so you have to have them do it, and they do it for you right here, but that's where you need to go, is right behind them. So yeah, by either Brauner or ourselves, so they tell you right there. It's about the vampire killer. I lost the power of the whip. Unfortunately. Indeedy dandy. You must. What vow thou must. No problemo. And there we go. So yeah, they unlock it for you there. So I stopped to talk about it right here. So interesting thing, there is actually a bad ending that you can get with this boss fight. The one boss fight in the game where you can actually get a bad ending. And it happens if you actually take out the sisters. Like, you do the entire fight, you take them out, and don't use the purification spell on them, and you just take out you just take them out. The fight itself is very difficult. They use duo ice attacks. It does a lot of damage. They're hard to avoid. It's just a nasty fight. And yeah, they're going to be chilling there. But I talk about it right here. So there's a bad ending, which thankfully I actually got the footage of the bad ending, because that's what I got, because I didn't recall how to do this fight. And I ended up doing what I wasn't supposed to do, and I got the bad ending. So I just decided to keep the footage for that, and so I could show you guys the bad ending, which I recorded before I recorded all of this, so it's a little awkward to think about that, but I kept it for you, just so I could show you guys the bad ending, just in case you wanted to see it. So, yeah. So from here, I cut to past Hyro, who is going to show you the bad ending that you can get at this part. So, anytime now, I spend some time talking about it. I spent a lot of time talking about it. I basically was talking about everything I mentioned here. Alright, here we go. Coming up right here. Off to past Hyro. Let him show you the bad ending. And boom, there we go. So this is what happens if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Forgive me, Eric. Oh, yeah, I was sitting here talking about how horrible this fight is. That's what I was doing here. It's like, oh, they do so much damage. It's a really difficult fight. But here, Brauner kind of comes in, and he's like, don't hurt my daughters. So, you know, it's like, at least he cares about them, right? He tried to make them vampires, but it's like, at least he cares about them. But what he did was still really not great. The guy's still a villain. But, you know, at least he cares about them. The castle is yours. But, thing is, you know, leaving the castle in his hands and him forsaking it, it kind of screws over the castle, and it causes it to collapse, as you're going to see right here. So they leave, and then the castle collapses. Yeah. And you get this interesting scene where the castle kind of collapses in on itself. It's kind of like an Ocarina of Time at the end, when the castle kind of crumbled in on itself. I mean, I guess, Charlotte, we still kind of do what we didn't supposed to do. I feel the leather is possible for you. I love her little blush there. It's cute. Have no fear, he's just fine. Is that true? Thank goodness. Sorry I wasn't able to keep my promise to you. It's alright. Now that Dracula is gone, yeah. My daughters. Eric! Eric! Trying to ask us at the end. Beats me, but look, we have to track down Brauner now. You're right. Along with those other two. Alright, let's go, Charlotte. And then they walk off, and it's just a game over. You literally just get a game over right there. Yep, game over. So that's the bad ending. So I cut back to present Hyro right there, in the recording, and that's, you know, thank you past Hyro for showing that. But that's the bad ending that you can get guys. It's pretty crazy. But no, use the purification spell. Don't do that fight before you get the purification spell, because it's a hard fight to win anyway, so, you know. Just get that and do it the right way if you don't want to get the bad ending. But anyway, that is about it for this video, so I am probably going to cut off the audio right here. This has been Future Hyro in editing, doing post-commentary. Hopefully it sounds good. And I will hopefully see you guys in future Castlevania videos if no other problems come up. So, thanks for listening and watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.